Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you are on this video, I'll assume you jumped from part 1 and you now want to know what happened next. That is my assumption. If you're brand new and you just stumbled upon this video, thank you so much for clicking. I'd highly recommend that you visit the one before, because this is part 2 of my wedding weekend and it will only make sense if you get it from the very beginning. So now we actually start from part 2, which gets into day 2 of the wedding weekend. And this started bright and early in the morning. We got up, everyone was having breakfast, and obviously I had to get my makeup done. The aim was to be in Tzaneen before like 12 o'clock so that we could, enjoy all the festivities before the day they went. So we woke up bright and early and my friend did my makeup again, and this was the look for day 2. Let me know which one you prefer. This was day 1. This was day 2. You just let me know which one you prefer. I found that she striked the perfect balance between my 2 different personalities. I'm either calm and just calm and collected, just the girl in the corner, or I'm this. I don't know if there's in between, so let me know which side you prefer. So she did my makeup and then I got dressed, wore my pretty outfit, and shortly after it was time to go. And then we embarked on a journey to Tzaneen, and this was the first time I had ever gone to that side of life. So the way we do things in my family, or I don't even want to say in our culture, the way we do things in my family, we had a baby out of wedlock, and at any point, I easily could have gone that side to visit them or whatnot, but the way we do it in our family, until your baby has been acknowledged or until someone has come forward to start talks of marriage or Lobola, you're not really supposed to be going to your in-laws because you haven't been welcomed that side properly. So I had never been to his house ever. So that was the first time I got to see the way or the road from Lobola to Tzaneen and what it looked like. And that was the first time I was on that gorgeous city road. I call it the gorgeous city, the Mahubas Kloof road. And I think I was just so overwhelmed with emotions and excitement and still in shock of what was happening, what had happened. I love it over here. Of course I was recording, but that's just, I think, in my nature to record. Whenever I see a thing, I'm most likely to pop up my phone and record it. And sometimes it's wrong because you don't get to be in the moment, but I recorded the beautiful road, the greenery, the curvy roads, the mountains, the trees, and then before I knew it, we had arrived. So the people who had accompanied me, I would say there were less than 8. We used 2 cars, and the car that had me in it arrived first, so we had to wait just a bit down the road to wait for the other ones to arrive. And then I had to be walked in, covered in 2 blankets in the scorching heat. Then it was hot already. Normally everywhere it was hot already because it was September, it was spring and all of that. But the heat in Tzaneen is completely different. It's a whole new different level. So now I'm covered in 2 blankets because I had to cover my face, and there was someone there who had to essentially accept money before they could let me in, and that is like a way of forming that connection between the 2 families, apart from what had been done the previous day with the slaughtering of the animals and whatever. Someone had to accept money, and then she had to hold my hand and walk me in, and then we had to sit with me covered in a blanket until they could say, okay, you can uncover her. And then we brought refreshments before everything could start. Then we essentially came out as my family. We came out with our own song, dance, whatever, and we sat down. And then they came out with their own song and dance. And then it was a whole, I love this culture, guys. It's so colorful. Then they came out, and then a whole young performance, and then they sat down. And then when my granny started talking, can we just sidetrack? This generation of grannies that will say, you're not allowed to wear a night dress. I heard someone from my side of the family say it, and now on the next day someone else was also saying it. Say, first of all, Night dress, nightgown, we don't do it here. Cut it out, throw it out the window because we don't do it, right? So this very granny, as she was talking, she was like, actually, before I go further, I feel like I'm speaking to a foreigner. So I'd like you to get dressed like us so I can address you as one of us. And this is the part where they essentially changed me from my Pedi outfit to my new Tsonga outfit. The colors were perfect. I had never seen them before, like the ones that I was gonna wear, because obviously once you know where your person is, then people from that traditional culture become more appealing. So obviously I knew like the different combos or whatever that were there, but he hadn't shown me the ones that he had picked for me. So he had picked a red top, a jibelani that was red, that was black, had a bit of red, had a bit of gold. There was a headband. No, there wasn't a headband. There was accessories on the neck, accessories on the waist, and some shoes to go with it. And then I had to go out, and then there was a whole checker. Yeah, there was a checker also that was matching with the whole outfit. And then now I had to come out. And the part that I wasn't prepared for was the part where they told me to dance. In the Shibelani. Ha! Like, where are we? Which country is this? So obviously you do what you can. I have never worn that thing before. I do not know how to dance like them, but did what I could and whatever. It was a fun experience. And then the festivities of the day continued, where different people got to speak. They give advice, word of thanks, word of advice, how to treat each other, how happy we are this is happening, wara 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 wara. And then after all of that, the part I didn't expect was the part where my family was going. That part hurt, man. Like I knew they're coming there to leave me there, but I didn't expect them to go. So obviously that part I turned into a whole crybaby, and yeah, it was a whole thing. Then anyway, the day came, the day went. It was beautiful, and then my family left me, and then I was there with a whole new family. So I think I had met everyone in the house up until that point, or almost everyone. Had a bit of a relationship with almost everyone, but it hits differently when you are now in their territory. It's something when you meet somewhere neutral, or you guys are going out for a weekend, or when they come visit your house. It's different when now you are in their territory. It's a bit. So then the Kgodi journey started there, where you kind of learn a new way of living or a new way of existing with people. Because when you are someone's girlfriend and they introduce you to their sister, like, hey, this is my sister, it's okay, it's your sister, fine. But when this is your husband's sister, it's like they literally become your sister now. And the relationship just, I don't know, for me, it felt like the levels were leveling. Then obviously now you learn a different way of living. And one big shock that came. I come from a very small family, where everything is at arm's length. It's my granny, it's my uncles, it's my aunt, my uncle's wife, their kids. But the likelihood of us all being in the same space at the same time, like it's like once a year, okay? Apart from then, we normally deal with each other on a one-on-one, two-on-one basis. But now here's a family where there is like 7, 10, 15 people in a house all at once, all the time. And that part was a big shock, because you will cook. So that's just the part where I felt like, But anyway, it takes some getting used to then. I think we were home for a couple of days, and then we had to shortly after that go back to our lives, and go back to normal, or to a new normal. Then coming back, for the first couple of days or so, it was a bit, I don't want to say weird, but when there's a bright pink elephant in the room, and it's not a bad thing, but it's there and it's looking at you guys. So now we essentially had to carve up a new way of existing. As much as we had lived together for a couple of years before this, I felt like this kind of changed quite a lot of things for us. I feel like there's a shift that happens, especially in men, after after you guys get married, because now he's aware that he's your man. Like, in as much as he knew, now he knows that he's your man. So that was another big shock for me. Not too big, but it was another big shock for me, because we're both working and we both live in the house, but suddenly everything in the house was on my shoulders. So I felt like that was a bit nearly unprepared speech, and it took a bit of friction, a bit of back and forth. Like, this is how I want things to be, this is how I want things to be, this is how you want them to be, this is how they should. Like, there was a whole back and forth with figuring out our new lives and finding our footing in all of that. But I think I'm happy to say we've now found our balance. We're now in sync again. It took a couple of weeks after the event, after the wedding, for us to finally start operating as a married couple. I thought it comes automatically. I thought the fact that you're married now, the ring is there, you had a beautiful dress, the family accepted you, animals were slaughtered. I thought it comes automatically, but it actually does not. It took a lot of sitting down, a lot of talking about it, a lot of friction for us to get to that point where we're now in sync. Now I feel like I'm one of those girls on TikTok where I'm happy to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make lunch for my husband and iron his clothes and pick up his socks and all of that. Shortly after we got married, I felt like, what do you mean? Because you have hands. So I've realized that once you get married, it's like the presence of God and the Holy Spirit in your union extends your capabilities. He is now like, whatever you want, he's there. Like, whatever you want, he's there. I noticed a couple of weeks ago how there was a day we were taking a road trip, and on this day we stopped by a spa. I don't know if we're allowed to say names. We stopped by a spa to get some refreshments on the way, because I had quit alcohol shortly after we got married, so now I'm strictly on juices and soft drinks, hard drinks, whatever. We stopped by a spa and he got this new, it says it's a limited edition, like it's a fruit juice, but this flavor specifically is different. I'll try and find a picture and snap it on there. But from the first sip I took of that juice, I was like, oh, this is actually really nice. Like, it's not your normal regular pineapple juice or cranberry or whatever, the normal stuff that I normally have. It's like a perfect fruit medley of everything. And I was like, oh, this juice is actually really, really nice. And before that juice was done, so we went to the road trip, we came back and whatever, and I realized how he kept on getting that juice because I like it. He doesn't drink it. He kept on getting it. Like, whenever it's almost done, he now gets a new one because I like it. Then I realized, like, this is my man. That's my man. Like, how that's in a nutshell how it all went. It's been a couple of months now. It's Jan. It happened in September. It's been about 4 months. And yeah, that's all I had to say in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this series. I wish I could say in the next episode